Great question came in today, which is how do you capture two scenes in OBS and still keep great quality? It's a good question and something I do quite a lot in software tutorials. So what I thought I would do in this video is actually I'm just about to cut a video in half for some software tutorials. I've done so. I thought I'd hit the go live and then I can show you exactly how I've done that. So if you haven't yet seen my OBS tutorial, do please check the link in the description of this video. If you're brand new to OBS, it's a real powerful tool to help you stream and record, and it's certainly my go-to weapon when it comes to software tutorials. So what I've got on the screen here is a recording that I did the other day in OBS, and it's quite a long software tutorial. Actually, it's about an hour and 40 minutes altogether, and it was a big recording session, and it helps people to build their own website essentially without any technical skills whatsoever. It's a great web builder, and actually if you've not come across that yet, I do recommend you leave me a comment on this video wherever you are watching it from, because I can give you some more information about how you can try this web builder without spending any money. So yeah, that's what the software tutorial is about, and I've just got the video laid out here in Premiere Pro. Now what I did in OBS is I created a canvas size that was twice the width of HD and the normal height of HD. So this canvas is actually double the width altogether, and it's 3840 wide by 1080 high. I had to think about that. It's late. So 3840 wide by 1080 high. So it's basically double the width of a 1080p video, but it is the normal height. And what that means is you've got, in essence, two HD videos side by side. Now, I'm going to break this down in further tutorials. So if you're not yet following me on whatever channel you're watching this on, then please do so, because this is exactly the sort of thing I'm going to be breaking down over the next coming few weeks. So if you're using OBS or you're recording videos, it doesn't have to be software tutorials. It could be you can train in anything, right? You might have yourself in a PowerPoint presentation, for example, or you know, you might have yourself and you want a couple of different camera angles to make it interesting, or you might be an artist and you might want one camera showing your drawing that you're working on and one you know, showing you. So there's all manner of different ways you can carve this up, but it's a great way of capturing, and I'll show you exactly why as I start to edit it in Adobe Premiere. And again, you know, if you want to learn more about this sort of stuff, beyond how to capture both scenes within OBS, if you want to learn a little bit more about video editing, maybe you're creating online courses or you're running a community, these sorts of skills are the sorts of things you're going to need to engage your audience. And actually what I did last week is I've created the biggest course I ever have done. One of the biggest tech tutorials I've ever made, I did over last week, and it was a process of writing, learning, and then recording, and then editing as well. And it's been a little bit of me that's involved in that process, but also a global edit team as well. So the fact I've been able to hand over decent files to the guys and I've made it really easy for them is good stuff to be doing. So I'm just setting up my screen here so that you can follow along with me as I show you exactly what I've done to make this software tutorial using OBS and how I've gone about recording two scenes. So like I say, I've been able to record oh, let me get rid of OBS itself, that's confusing. I've been able to record these videos side by side, and the way I've done that is I've expanded the canvas in OBS so it's double the width but single height of a 1080p video, and this is how it's recorded. So it's very wide and just normal height, and you can see it displayed here inside Adobe Premiere. And actually what I've done is I recorded this tutorial in 3 parts. So there's 3 recording sessions, and then I joined them all together. And I don't know whether you can see, probably kind of zoom in a little bit. I've made lots of cuts along the way and got rid of quite a few outtakes, quite honestly. It was a long session. So the entire video is this long here, as you can see. Yeah, 1 hour and 40. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 sequences, one with each half in. Now, of course, if you're familiar with Adobe Premiere, you will know that you can often kind of grab a sequence down here, because I want to keep that edited sequence. So I could grab the sequence here and just simply drag it onto the new button just there. And the problem is, if I do that, it's going to retain the wide screen. And actually what I want to do now is chop it in half vertically. So I'm going to delete that sequence. And what I'm actually going to do instead is just up here, I'm going to go ahead and create a new sequence. And I'm going to just choose a 1080p normal one. So I don't want to drag the sequence in, because I just want it the normal width, so 1920 rather than 3840. So I'm just going to make a normal HD sequence, and I'm going to call this presenter, and click on OK for that. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to drag in the sequence, the edited one, onto that new presenter sequence. And I'm not going to change the sequence settings as it's asking me to do here. Instead, I'm going to keep the existing settings. And now you can see in the preview window up here, in the program window, I've got the sequence in, but you can see it's right on that center line. So all I simply need to do is I need to click on this in the timeline here, go up to my effect controls, and here is where I'm going to change the position of that sequence, and I'm going to scrub it to the right so that the presenter is framed just there. Okay, I'm now going to grab hold of that sequence just down here. I'm going to press Control and D, or Command and D on a Mac. So I'm going to right click and duplicate. Oh, I've duplicated the wrong one. It's actually the presenter one that I need to duplicate just here. And this time I'm going to call it screen. Okay, so select the screen sequence just here. And what I'm now going to do is scrub it the other way and just reveal. I think I went a little bit too far then. There we go. So there's the screen. So I've got one sequence with the presenter, one sequence with the screen. I'm now going to create another sequence. So we'll go File, New Sequence. And this one I'm going to call Presenter and Screen. And click OK. So for this one, I'm going to drag the screen in, and I'm also going to drag the presenter in. I'm going to unlink the video and audio of the presenter track, just so that I can simply delete one of those audio tracks. And now I've got the presenter above the screen. You can probably see where this is going. I'm going to go into my effects just here and add in the chroma effect. It's actually ultra key is the one you want. This is because I've been using loads of different programs today, with different keyboard shortcuts. So I've just clicked on the eyedropper just here. Let's turn that effect off. So yeah, just clicked on the eyedropper here, selected that color, and then of course that's got rid of the green background. Really good key on that. Again, I'm going to be covering some tutorials on chroma keying. So if that's your thing, do let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure I send you some of that stuff when it comes out. So there we are. I'm in the corner of the screen now. So we've now got a presenter plus screen, a screen on its own, and a presenter on its own as well. And what I am just going to do as well is I am going to add the Ultra key to that track 2 and key that out. And I think here we're just going to drag in some sort of background color. So I'm just on my other screen here and just going to drag a background in. He says, frantically looking for one. So my next job is, once I've done this, is to group everything together. Yeah, there we go. This is the background I'll have. I'll just drop it in under here. Yeah. So the next thing I am going to do is I'm going to sync all these tracks together into what we call a multicam sequence. Now, often people think of multicam sequences as just being something for cameras, when actually you can create multicam sequences out of sequences. So we've got a presenter and screen. In fact, I might need to change this a little bit. I'm going to have to keep that one on there. Like that. We're going to have presenter and screen just here. And then that's presenter only. What I'm going to do as well is also have a presenter plus background. So we've got presenter only. I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to have presenter plus background. There we go. Presenter plus background. That's where I want the background, just here. Okay, I'll just explain what I've done there. I needed actually, on the presenter plus screen, I didn't want to have a background on that one there. Whereas on this one I do. So actually what I'm not going to use the presenter only. I'm going to use the presenter and screen, presenter and background, and then I'm going to use the screen as well. So notice how I've held down Control, Command on a Mac, by the way, and I've selected these three that I'm going to use: presenter and screen, presenter and background, and screen. Right click on those, click Create Multicam Source Sequence. And here we're simply just going to sync them using the audio track channel. And I'm going to leave all the default settings actually on here. And that is pretty much it. And then the video clip name, I'm going to call it Combined Multi-Sequence. Helps if I zoom out so you can see what I'm doing, doesn't it? So there we go. I've just selected all these three down here by using Control and click or Command and click. and then you go to right click on those, create multicam sequence. I'm going to call that, I'll just call it multi-sequence. Here I've got the synchronization point set to audio. So basically it's going to look at the audio of those 3 sequences and just line everything up all together for me. It's going to move the clips that it processes into a separate bin just to keep things nice and organized, and pretty much leave all of that alone. And then I'm just going to click on OK. And it'll take a little while to process this. So what's basically happening is it's syncing up those 3 different tracks. So we've taken a widescreen clip and we've split it in half essentially, so that we've got the presenter view and then the screen view separately. But then we've created an extra version of it that combines the 2 together. So when you've got this multi-sequence all ready to go, you'll see how easy it is to edit. So now what I've got in my little project panel here is this presenter plus screen multi-sequence. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to call that multi-sequence. Okay. You could, if you wanted to, just like move all those out of the way as well. Let's put that folder here, look. I don't know, we can call it working files if we like. And let's just put everything, let's drag all those into there. All those as well, just so that they're out of the way. And this is now the one that we're going to work with. So this time we can drag this straight in to the new sequence button, because this is a 1080p file now. And there we go. Now, if you scrub through it, you can see at the minute I'm just looking at the screen view. So what I need to do is I need to just change this display mode a little bit. So if you right click anywhere and go to display mode, you can't quite see on the screen, right click display mode. One of those options is multi-camera, and you can see when you select that, your program monitor changes quite a lot. I'll zoom out and I go straight into that so you can see it. So now we've got these smaller windows on the left-hand side, and then this bigger window on the right. And basically, this is all of our sequence sources, these smaller ones on the left, and this is now our program monitor on the right. So very simply, what we can do is we can now play this clip, and as we play it, we can simply click on which camera we want to use in the final sequence just here. So let me show you. Okay, we'll just stop that there. So you've got the idea there. I've clicked on play, and I've literally just sat and selected at any point which view I want to go on. Now, bearing in mind, you can have more multicam sequences that I've got displayed here. And, you know, if you can imagine this was different cameras running at the same time, that'd look quite interesting. But I'm just going to zoom out here. And if I just go into the timeline now, you can see what's happened is these cuts that I've just selected manually have now already been made for me. So if you concentrate on the bigger of these windows here, and there we go, it's following the cuts that I made. So I've hit record once and I've recorded these. Actually, just kind of two of these. I've recorded these as two separate scenes out of OBS. And like I say, I will be doing lots more tutorials on this. So please do make sure you're following me. And if you do comment on this video wherever you're watching it, then I will be able to send you this stuff as and when it comes available. But I'm going to show you exactly how to break this down, how I've recorded this in OBS to get these two side-by-side 1080p videos, and then what I've been able to do to kind of drop those in here. And like I say, I'm applying that to the world of software tutorials. But you can apply this to whatever training it is you're doing. If it's you and a PowerPoint presentation, that's cool. Or it might be, like say, you in two different camera angles. Imagine if you're in a kitchen cooking, you know, you can have different camera angles on the food, on the cooker, on the this, that, and the other. And remember as well, all these devices don't need to be plugged into the same machine as well. So you don't have to have lots of cameras plugged into one. You can do this very easily by having, you know, a mobile phone and another mobile phone, and then maybe a webcam, and then your screen as well, and however you want to dice it up. But OBS is certainly a powerful tool for that multi-track recording approach, and I didn't really even think about it. And the other thing I have done, I mean, you've seen how I'm moving about between the cameras and the screens here, and, you know, everything's set up with my Stream Deck buttons and that. I'm going to be going again into a lot more detail on that stuff as well. So if you want to get really, really good at live streaming, it's definitely worth a follow. But yeah, please comment any questions you've got. It'd be great to hear from you as well. Just let me know I'm not on my own. That's good. And I'll see you next time.